All right, so you want to start self-improvement, and I'm going to explain to you the 4 steps that I personally took over 3 years ago, going on 4 now, to actually start my self-improvement journey. And these are the things that I would do if I were you, and the things that I wish I did when, now looking back and everything. So step 1, assess your life and assess your situation. And what I mean by that is, what are your good habits and what are your bad habits? What are the things that you dislike about yourself, and all these things that you want to work on? Kind of like what motivates you is a big thing I hear a lot of people say. So for me, what motivated me is when I started, I was overweight. So for me, I would assess that and I would say, okay, well, how do you lose weight? How can I do this healthily? So that's the first thing, is assess your situation and look at your bad habits. So after you've watched a couple videos about your bad habits and you figured out some of your issues and how you can work on those bad habits, obviously this is probably going to lead into, and this is my next point, work on good habits. Build things like going to the gym or things that you need to start working on. Maybe you're someone who struggles in school, work on your schoolwork. Look up ways to enhance these things and help yourself, and use your discipline, which I'll talk about some other time, to actually apply yourself in these fields that you want to work on. So for example, for me, I lost over 124 pounds. I had to learn what a calorie deficit was, how to lift, how to be mentally okay with how I felt about myself, how to actually figure out the foods that I should eat, and how to not be starving all the time when you're losing weight, especially when you're that size. So you need to assess how you can implement good habits in your life, and you need to assess how to get rid of bad habits and work with them. It's a progressively overloading factor, which I assume most of you understand at this point. My next point is, don't do this all at once. I don't think that doing, for example, let's say that you have a bad habit with maybe some sort of drug, or you have a bad habit with your routine, then you have bad sleep, and then you're a little overweight or possibly underweight, whatever you have an issue with, and maybe you're not great in school. You can already tell I'm probably listing off a lot of things that maybe you have issues with. And here's the issue is, I think a big thing that people talk about when there's that first self-improvement depression or rut is they get so overwhelmed because they're trying to fix issues that I understand you want to fix, and that's wonderful. But what I would do for you, what I would do if I were you, and what I wish I did, is focus on the big things. And that, what I mean by that is, for me, I was very overweight, as I said before. That was so big for me because that affected my entire life. That affected my self-esteem, my mental health, how I thought, because of just the brain fog and the food addiction I had and things. And these issues affected all of my life, and I hated it. And it's kind of what got me started, right? So whatever's bothering you right now and is hurting your life severely, like it's taking away so much from you, that's what you should work on. And I'm not saying that you should be okay with your bad habits, but honestly, let's say, a drug is ruining your life. Dude, I don't care what anybody says. I know some people might disagree with me. If you're playing video games, but you're trying to quit a drug and that drug is ruining your life, the video game is not ruining your life. The video game you can worry about 5 months from now. You need to get out of this issue. You can't fix everything at once. You will never be perfect. You will never be perfect, so don't try to be. That's something I like to live by. So when you have 5, 10, 20 bad habits, or you want to start 5, 6, 7, 8 good habits, you have to take it a step at a time. You have to get rid of the bad habits over time. And you have to understand that things stick with you for a long time. That's basically all I wanted to say. But when you start out, don't overdo it. Get rid of your bad habits, work on them. It's not doing it in one swing. There's progressive overload. Work on your good habits. And don't overwhelm yourself, and assess your situation. And that just involves thinking clearly and logically, not just emotionally, and understanding what's wrong up here and what's wrong here and what's wrong here in your mind, physically, and around you. That's what you need to understand. And that isn't reflecting in a state of shame. That's not reflecting to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I hate myself. Yes, everyone has their kind of like, I can't remember who says it, but like their fuck this moment. I understand that. And that's okay. But that's not what God wants us to do. And that's definitely what I don't think that you need to do. I think being frustrated with a bad situation that you've been put in or you've put yourself in is okay. But hurting yourself over and over again, that's a trap that I don't want you to get into. But anyways, please like and subscribe. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.